Hey guys, this is Lala Legacy, and welcome back to another episode of Symphonic Rain. So, I did not actually get the chance to practice because I have not really had any free time to do so with all of my recording and all my streaming that I've been doing over on Twitch, which is, a huge thing. Twitch.tv/Lala underscore legacy. And, yeah, so this is gonna suck, but let's try it. Shoot. Ah! Brick. I'm messing up so much. Ah! Ah! Okay, yeah. Like I said, that was gonna really suck. I actually did better than I did the last time, so that's a thing. uh, Whew. Let's call it a day. Whoopsie. Time to go home. It was getting late. After cleaning up the practice room, I went home. December 8th. Well then, what shall I do now? Left practice room, of course. The far end of the hallway. I headed towards the practice room where Fal was probably already waiting for me. Music wasn't so superficial as to be able to judge the level of compatibility between two people after a single performance. I needed more information because I could decide or before I could decide whether or not to ask her to be my partner. So I thought I would keep playing with her for a while. I did genuinely enjoy our ensemble, so I was looking forward to doing it again. Vibrations were transmitted into the room, inciting Fal, who had managed to pick up on them, to casually wave at me through the small window. Come in! Stepping into the warm room, I was immediately greeted by Fal's delightful smile. So you came. Well, yeah. It should take at least a few iterations before we can gauge our compatibility. That's true. Still, I'm glad you came. I see. Her frankness flustered me a bit. I had a tendency to resign myself to the fact that it was simply not in my nature to make friends. Asino, torta. The list came to an abrupt halt there. I didn't want to interpret her obvious goodwill in my favor. Even so, I couldn't deny there was some concrete musical compatibility between us. Care to get started right away? Sure, that's what I came here for. Okay then, so, since we don't have that much time left, I think we should focus on the crucial points. You mean focus on on improving our synchronization? Yes, not just with that, or not just with me, but you should do the same when practicing with other people. I think that would be wise at this late a stage. I suppose you're right. I think the ideal approach is to play together, then to provide constructive criticism to the other, so we can iron out the minor flaws. Got it. Then let's give it a go. I produced the score I had received from her earlier and put it on the music stand. Val had already done her vocal exercises, so she was probably just waiting for me to finish preparing. In a leisurely manner, she watched me as I set up my foretell. We performed some last-minute tuning, with her matching her voice to the sounds of my foretell. As we often did, we nodded to each other before beginning our performance. Oh gosh, here we go again. Crap. Shoot. Oh my god, I did so much better that time! Holy crap! Still not perfect, but it was so much better! Whew. After finishing the song, she took a deep breath, then exhaled again. Good work. Yeah, good work. So, have you grown accustomed to this piece yet? Somewhat, yeah, exactly. The fact that she asked me that question probably meant it still contained many flaws. And honestly, I knew that myself as well. I had my hands full just praising or just parsing the score, so at times my fingers were unable to catch up. That's good, you've gotten better. Thanks, but I know that's not completely true. I see. But you know, practice makes perfect. Anything else in particular? Let's see, there are a few points. Could you take a look at page 2? Sure. She noted a number of things that had caught her ear. She pointed everything out with astonishing precision. After only 1 or 2 performances, she seemed to have managed to pinpoint my defects with perfect accuracy, and most of them were things Miss Cordell had told me about as well. I hadn't fixed these points yet, but I had been trying my best to keep them in mind whenever I performed. I wondered how much time had passed since then. Before I knew it, I had started listening to Fal in earnest. This girl who spoke about music in such a serious and conscientious manner may have influenced me considerably. And that's about it. Got it, thanks. I apologize for berating you like this all of a sudden. Nah, it's far more helpful to be told this up front. It'll be easier for me to fix it that way. Good. Then, would you care to try again? Sure, let's do it. Okay. Oh no. Oh no! Here we go again! Or not, okay. Oh, we finished practice and cleaned up the space, sorry. It should be getting dark out soon. Thanks for the hard work today. Yeah, same to you. I hauled my bag over my shoulder and went outside with her. I don't have any other matters to attend to today, so let's walk home together. Huh? Though, only until we reach that location where we parted before. Well, I had no reason to refuse, really. I don't mind. Okay, shall we go then? She began walking at a leisurely pace, and I followed her, in her tracks. Fal didn't bring an umbrella today. The rain wasn't particularly strong, and we were both used to living in this town, so all things considered, it was actually pleasant outside. However, I felt a bit guilty towards Ari and having a girl so close to me, so I was kind of uncomfortable with it regardless. Shall we keep meeting at that place on Tuesdays and Thursdays? Still, I couldn't bring myself to display those emotions, so I simply kept up the casual conversation. All the while realizing that I was contradicting myself, I found these supposedly meaningless conversations to be a pleasant pastime instead. Sure. Sorry for not being able to practice with you more. I don't mind, but may I ask the reason why? Oh, it's because of my part-time job. You have a part-time job? On school days, besides Tuesdays and Thursdays, and on Saturdays, I practice during lunchtime, and then go to work shortly afterward. But I'm free on Sundays. Huh? She talked about it quite nonchalantly, but it really wasn't such a trivial matter. What about practice? Aren't I doing that with you? Besides that? Like I said, during lunch and after I finish my morning lessons. Aside from that, I can also practice until noon on Saturdays, and I'm completely free on Sundays. I see. What's wrong? Nothing, I'm just amazed by your diligence. I try. Against my expectations, she didn't deny it out of humility. I couldn't bring myself to ask her why it was that she was working, though. Anyway, would you care to drop by my workplace next time? Drop by? What exactly do you do? I'm a cook at a trattoria called Copper. I've been working there for 2 years, and I'm rather confident in my abilities. You should come eat if you feel so inclined. Ah, I know that place. You do? My friend took me there to eat once. I see, on a day I was on duty? Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right? I don't think it was. I see, that's too bad. However, it was quite delectable, wasn't it? It was, very much so. Good. You should come again when you have time, if possible on a day when I'm on duty. I'd be glad to come. I'd be glad to have you. She laughed after, half mimicking my words. I'll be parting in the other direction. Okay, see you. Goodbye. As I watched Fel casually walk off into the distance, I tried to picture what kind of house in the old town she was living in. And I thought about her having a part-time job and her efforts to practice with such limited time. At first, I thought she was some honor student who was way out of my league. But there was clearly a lot more to her than that. I gazed at her retreating figure until it disappeared from sight, then stored my disordered thoughts in the back of my mind and walked home. 9th of December. As I contemplated on what to do today while eating my lunch, Torta asked me a question as though to affirm something. Chris, are you free on Sunday? I don't believe I have plans. Why? Granny's been grumbling about you not showing up lately. She didn't explicitly tell me to ask you to visit, but don't you think it's about time you did? Oh, Nina, huh? Come to think of it, it's been a while since I last visited. You haven't been visiting at all. You just show up a few times a year. She's been worried about you. I see. Last time was during summer, I believe. Exactly! Nina was Torta's grandmother. She's been looking after me since I was a little boy. In the past, she used to live with Ari in Torta's family home. When we were about 10 years old, she suddenly told us that she was going to move to Piova and left on her own. A dilettante to the bone, she strongly insisted on spending her remaining years here to satisfy her love for music. The twins' parents caved in quickly to her steadfastness, and now she's letting Torta live in a room on the second floor of her house. Thinking about it now, that might have just been her aim from the start. Sorry. So, will you come? Well, in that case, sure. Great! I'm sure it'll make Granny happy. I should probably bring my fortel. You'd better! Playing the fortel is like showing your face to her. I've done nothing but practice lately, although I suppose I have no choice. What? If it's really such a bother to you, perhaps you'd better not bring it after all. Never mind. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. It's just that I'm a little tired. You know, you can't conceal your embarrassment unless you put up that attitude. That's not really true either. Yes, it is. Anyway, you'll meet me at the house with your fortel, okay? What time suits you? In the afternoon, I guess. I figure will need about 3 hours for a performance. What about lunch? Won't you come have it with us? I shouldn't intrude that much. Neither I nor Granny would mind. Still, I'd rather not. I'll come over at 3 o'clock. Oh well, but you'll at least join us for dinner, won't you? I'm sure Granny will be glad if you did. Then I suppose I'll take you up on that offer. Okay, see you Saturday then. After having made that promise, Torta left for the practice rooms. Well then, what shall I do now? We are going to, I guess, the left practice room again? Unsure of what to do today, I decided to head to a practice room to kill some time and left the cafeteria accordingly. As I turned the corner, I noticed a certain figure was passing through before me. Is that Fal? She was carrying a thick envelope in her arms. With my interest piqued, I decided to call out to her. Hey, Fal! Upon hearing my voice, she turned around, then gave me an ambiguous smile. For an instant, I thought she seemed rather annoyed, but that quickly faded. Good day, Chris. Hello. Is something the matter? Nothing, just wondering why you aren't practicing today. Oh, I had some matters to attend to today, so... She smiled cryptically again. I asked her because I remembered her saying she practiced a little before she went to work. Something came up? It was just a request. But you don't have much time to spare until work, right? Yes, that's the case. She formed that ambiguous smile once again. You couldn't refuse? I was asked by an instructor. Besides, if I perform swiftly, I should be able to make it on time. I would feel bad if I left her alone like this, but I wondered if it was something I could help her with. So, what were you asked to do? Would you assist me? It depends on the job, but if it's within my capabilities... Really? Sure. So what's the request? A score for a lesson tomorrow needs about 20 copies. I still have 2 hours until work, so I'd be able to make it on my own, but only barely. But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. So, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe. By subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!